I sort of lost the signs, and you can see the electrics there. Look at that. He's avidly with the electric drill and the hammer. That's all give way through the terrible high winds. Look at that. And welcome back to a new video. So it's Monday and the winds and the rain have landed. So it's around 6 a.m, 6:15 in the morning, and we're just going to start this video off just at the top of Red Bank Road. You can see the Bisbee station there. We're going to have a bit of a drive along the promenade. The high tide was about 5:15 this morning, so come and join me on this one. So just approaching the Ginn Square, and you can see that there's an ambulance. Just oh, what a horrible day! You're driving along, and the car is pulling back through the winds. Just look at this; it is really bad. So we've just gone past the Ginn roundabout. And the skies are absolutely black. They're black. So just up the top. Wow, you can hardly talk through the wind, and you can see looks like there's a guy down there doing a bit of a still shooting. Absolutely rough conditions today. So the high tide was about a couple of hours ago, but you can see it's already really choppy despite it, you know, sort of turning the tide. He's a brave soul down there. You can just see him there taking the stills. So we are back out. Is a little later on, and we're going to have a bit of a look around, just see if there's any damage being caused by the high winds. And it's actually been named Storm Amy, this one, and in the Midlands they have got it really, really bad. So this is just near Harry Ramsden's fish shop. You can see all the it's actually a little hard to talk and walk, but you see all the railings, they've all fell down, the bins. So we're going to head over to the promenade, just have a bit of a look. I believe someone just crashed in the background, and I believe the tower, the 5th floor, the ceiling collapsed. They've had floods downstairs. It's a bit of a bad one, so let's go and have a look what's going on. So we just reached the comedy carpet, and there's a huge rail disruption, or shall I say a tram disruption. So from the North Pier all the way to Stargate, the line is out, and I think we can just see a tram completely dead in the water just there. We're going to have a bit of a look at that momentarily, but that's dead in the water. So there's no service at present from the north to Stargate due to the lines being ripped right clean. What a horrible day this is turning out to be. So these are the windbreakers, and they're certainly doing their part. And if you remember last time when the Showdown was on, the amount of destruction was caused was unbelievable. But so far so good in regards to the windbreakers. Just look at that single lollipop. Look at it, 45 degrees. Look at that. And this is just one of the trams which is not going anywhere due to overhead cables. Snapped clean, and that's the reason there's no trams running at present. So we'll go and move on past Central, see what's going on up this end. Just moving on near the spindles. You see all the fences have come away, which is nothing really to write home about. So that's nothing. And there's a few brave people on the promenade. What gusts there is today. I believe some of the arcades have been also affected. That's unconfirmed, just what the sources are saying. As we continue, just listen to the wind. Even if you can pick it up on the mic, it's howling, whistling down the prom. So as we move further on, the sand is whipping up from the sea. It's a little shelter just here, just to get my breath. And you see the old lollipops. Look at that. Again, 45. I don't think I've ever seen them bent over so much. And like I say, you just see the sand is going to start whipping up. It is a little wet because of the rain. And here we go again. It's a choppy one. You can just see the lollipops behind me. Absolutely 45-degree angle, and the sand is just blasting in your face. It's really that bad. Absolutely unbelievable. We've had worse storms than this, but it's actually quite sort of, dangerous. So be careful if you do venture out. Actually, high tide in around 3 hours' time. So I'm not too sure if you can actually see it on camera, but you can see the sheets of sand whipping over. This one gets in your eyes. Look at that. Let's get right in amongst, right in the heart of it. And you can, like I say, you can just see it on the floor whipping along. And this one, like I said, gets all into the hotels on the road. And like I said, the council going to grab it all and put it back on the beach. And like I say, you can just see it. So this is how bad it is, and it's like a burning sensation. Look at that, whipping along the promenade. So let's just move towards the central pier, and it looks like, I don't think I've seen these before. Looks like they've got struts on the big one. And that's what I'd imagine to protect it, because that normally sort of free flows in the wind, and looks like they've got the struts. And I don't think I've seen that before. Let me know if you've ever seen that one, but I don't think I have, and that's just at the central pier. So all three piers are completely closed off. There's no entrance at all today due to the wind, and like I said, the high tide will be a very interesting one later on. So this is just near the Washington, just near Iceland on the corner, and you can see all the plaster has been ripped down. And look at this, as we'll zoom in a second, we see it's all scattered over the floor. And just above, that's exactly where it's been ripped down from. And you can just see it's just slightly moving as the wind has just died down a little now. But you can see that's where it's come. So the question is, will the whole of this plaster come off? We'll soon see. Probably tomorrow. Look at that. So we just popped over to the south side, South Shore, and you see it's basically deserted. There's no one around. The Wetherspoon's a fantastic place. Nobody sat outside, nobody really inside. All there is just a few motorists probably sort of coming back from work. So we'll have a bit of a look near the South Pier, just see how rough the sea is, with around 2.5 hours to go before high tide. So we just arrived near the South Pier, and you see all the fencing and everything is blown down. But let's go and have a look near the sea. Wow, it is strong. I'm trying to fight towards the sea, and you can see how choppy it's looking at the moment. So like I said, the high tide is probably about 2.5 hours from now. And I imagine all this build-up with foam also. So it's only about 7 meters, but coupled with the strong winds, which is classed as Storm Amy, it's going to be a bit of a rough afternoon, evening in Blackpool. So we're just near Vauxhall Road, and I'm just going to have a bit of a walk. I believe some of the signs. Wow, that sand is getting up, whipping up from the beach. So on film, it probably doesn't look that bad, but the sand, it is bad. So like I said, we're just going to pop over on the promenade, and you can see the luxury ice creams there. The sign has been ripped down. Look at that. See, that's been ripped down, and it looks like they're fighting with the temporary scaffolding on the fish and chips on this sign as well. So a lot of these shops on the front, like I said, have lost the signs, and you can see the electrics there. Look at that. He's avidly with the electric drill and the hammer, trying to hammer everything back together. So it's a really bad one. And let's whip the camera just around to the right. You see the road sign. Look at that. Clean, ripped off. Well, not ripped off, but completely buckled right over. Just look at that, like megaphone on Pat's Prize Bingo, and that's the way he attracts a lot of his customers. And you can see that's swaying in the wind at the moment. It's staying up, and that's Pat's Prize Bingo just on Yorkshire Street. And again, all over the roads we got pieces of signs which has been ripped down, plastic, and actually, you know, this could be really sort of dangerous. Look at this one's a hot chocolate, so I'm not too sure where that's been ripped from. So all over the roads, like I said, all the signs from the front of the shops on the promenade, which is where they get it really bad, is all coming down. So just near the Gin roundabout, you can see like the outside of it is all being ripped down by the winds. Look at that, and that could be quite dangerous if that got on the roundabout. And just moving forward a little more, again just near the Gin roundabout, we've got the wall which is give way. It's collapsed. Look at that one. That's all give way through the terrible high winds. Look at that. Just near the Savoy Hotel, all completely give way. So if you have enjoyed that video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, you're notified of all the new videos while coming out. But you can just see all the sand whipping up along the promenade, and I'm absolutely covered in sand. We'll be back out later on for the high tide. So until next time, take care, look after yourselves, stay safe out there. Bye bye.